Do 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 do. Hello everyone, it's me. I know you're all excited. We're gonna finish up the patch note reading. And then I'm going to fade into the nothing. So there you go. So let's get this on, the music on. Alright. So we finished up with Lich. So now we're on Lifestealer. And I gotta set my chat up really quickly. I don't think this is going to take that long for me to finish the rest of this, but then again, I don't know. Because I still have to... oops. God. Man. Okay, it should be fine. I screwed up slightly, but... I'm good. Okay, Lifestealer. Base strength decreased from 25 to 23. He's a squishy boy. Gore Storm, which is when you infest a creep of any kind, you do damage based on the remaining health. And the damage over time debuff is now undispellable, so it's a buff. Feast. Heal from target's max health and max health damage have been rescaled from 1.5 to 3 to 2 to 2.75. This is based on the level of your ult, so his laning is a little bit better and his endgame is a little bit weaker, but this is just the kind of... But this is also why his base strength got nerfed, outside of also making him squishier. Infest, creep, max health loss, a second decrease from 2 to 0% to 1.5 to 0%, so another little buff here, so... despite being a bit squishy, he got a little bit of a buff, I would say. Then again, his damage is really bad. But then again, we have Feast here, so it compensates. Lina! Combustion overheat damage increased from 10 to 70 to 15 to 75. A nice flat 5 across the board. And Laguna Blade damage increased from 500 to 900 to 500 to 1000. She got buffed, how dare you. Lion! Look at this, we're going so fast. Finger of Death cooldown decreased from 140 to 40 to 130 to 40 seconds. Aghanim Scepter cooldown increased from 80 to 20 to 90 to 30 seconds, so it is quote-unquote not as valuable. You still get an AoE, but it does suck that we don't have a 20-second cooldown Finger of Death anymore. It's been in the game for a long time, if I remember correctly. Lone Druid summons Spirit Bear. Gem of True Sight's passive True Sight now works when carried by the Spirit Bear. I never knew this wasn't a thing. But good. You know, it's... You've got, like, all these complications with the bear and you couldn't have that. It's silly. Then we have Lycan. Spirit Wolves, bonus health per wolf increased from 60 to 225 to 60 to 240. So they'll... A little bit more health. It's not a nice... It's a stronger stat stick. Wolf Bite now can also be used on allied creep heroes. So creep heroes are essentially specific summons, such as the bear. Isn't that funny? Having a hasted bear for like ever. Well, for like 18, 20 seconds. Very threatening. Level 20 shapeshift duration increased from 6 to 7 seconds, so Lycan got buffed. Magnus. Shockwave slow duration decreased from 0.7 to 1 to 0.4 to 1. So, pretty heavy nerf on the slow duration, even just at level 1. Skewer Ogshard tree hit damage increased from 30 to 40, and cliff hit damage increased from 125 to 150. I partially get why they did this nerf, because I think it was just that thing that you would max out last because of Magnus's Empower as well as Skewer, but I also don't think Skewer gets lowered cooldown when it levels. Oh, it does. Okay, yeah, it makes sense why they nerfed it. This one is understandable because it's just like that thing that you would generally max last, I would say. Marcy, agi gain increased from 1.8 to 2.2. Damage gain per level increased from 3 to 3.2. Alright. She's a little faster. She's a little more strong. Dispose, damage rescaled from 75 to 300 to 60 to 330. Alright. Jesus. Rebound, mana cost decreased from 75 to 120 to 70 to 100. That's pretty nice little buff there. So, just little buffs for Marcy. Mars, Dauntless, HP regen per extra enemy increased from 50 to 70%. Radius decreased from 900 to 700. This is an obscene health regen increase. It's actually huge. Psychotic. Level 10, Dauntless, regen per enemy increased from 10% to 20. What's with all his health regen? He's a healthy boy now. Psychotic. Medusa, Mystic Snake, base damage decreased from 90 to 270 to 90 to 240. Okay. Mana gain rescaled from 14 to 17% to 15%. Oh. Okay. Gorgon's Grasp, mana cost increased from 40 to 100 to 65 to 125. Ow. Again, nerfs Medusa. Stone Gaze, mana cost increased from 200 to 250. Alright, she's not going to be as tanky. Because you get less mana, this costs more, this costs more. That's pretty big impacts. Meepo, base armor decreased by 1. He's a squishy boy. More Meepo, divided we stand. Clone stats increased from 85 to 90%. I think the clones normally are 100, so it's just kind of a tiny nerf in a sense. But also, the weird thing with more Meepo is you actually cannot max out. It's very silly. It's very, very silly. There's actually an easy way to test this. To see how accurate I am, because I'm not entirely sure. Arg, hurry up. Okay, so this is his first facet. Well, the one that doesn't affect it. Okay, so we have 890. So we have 35, 28, 27. Alright. So that's normal. And Meepo is this one, this one. 35, 28, 27. What? Oh, bonus attributes. Oh, god damn it. Okay. And then... So then it should be 50, 43, 42 on the clone.
No! Nova could use a snack. Naughty! Let's cook it! Meatball the Geomancer!
Okay. That's all I really wanted to see. Because I didn't know how it functioned. I'm not a Meepo player. I just saw clone stats and I went, how does this work? So, yeah. Mirana, leaps and bounds. Root duration increased from 1.1 to 2 to 1.5 to 2.5. Very nice buff. Monkey King removed Wukong's Faithful facet, and we instead have Changing of the Guard. And that's all... Oh, no, he does have more. While Wukong's command is active, Monkey King grants a Changing of the Guard ability, which allows him to transform into any one of his soldiers. Upon cast, Monkey King takes the place of the soldier closest to the target location for 1.5 seconds and leaves another one in his stead. While transfigured, Monkey King is indistinguishable from other soldiers and invulnerable, but can't issue commands. Cast point 3 seconds, mana cost 25, cooldown 3 seconds. Okay, let's see this one, even though I got a visual of it. So we got monkey. So he lost the... What was it? I think it was give him an extra... Monkey King Dota 2. Maybe the old one is still here. I'm not sure. Oh, this doesn't help me. Old abilities. Beta. No. Change logs. Where was it? Oh, it's that one. Okay. It gave him extra duration on... Soldiers now disperse after grace. After a 3-second grace, if you leave the radius, re-entering cancels the grace duration. That's what it was. Okay.
My money.
I traveled a long way to get here.
Alright. There was a...
The tales you hear about me are truer than others.
Hang on. Okay, I gotta read the little blip. I also found out that this is based on where it's at on the screen. So if I go high enough, it'll go down. There we go. Changing...
Like us gotta stick together, Meepo.
Shut up, he's dead. He doesn't exist. Changing of the guard ability appears in place of Wukong's command and starts on a 0.5-second cooldown after casting Wukong's command. Can't be cast while rooted and can't target soldiers created by Scepter effect. Monkey King destroys projectiles upon transformation. The possessed soldier has a small ring around it which is visible only to Monkey King and his allies. When the effect is over, Monkey King becomes his usual self, leaving the overtaken soldier's position empty. Okay.
They won't know what hit them.
They won't.
My legend grows.
Okay, I see that. I could not see that. Oh, it's just gone. I see the ring now. Okay.
Yes.
That's not bad. They're both mobility ones. This one is definitely nice for combat, but I think the tree dance one in general is still better. I'm not sure, though. And for context, it is... you get an extra level in tree dance, and then level 5 puts the cooldown to nothing. Which is pretty nice. Alright. Primal Spring. Cast range decreased from 1,000 to 800. And Jingo Mastery counter duration decreased from 7 to 10 seconds to 5.5 to 10 seconds. Ow. Alright, little nerf of sorts to a support Monkey King. To kind of make core Monkey King a bit more impacting. Morphling strength gain decreased from 3.2 to 2.6. You're squishy. Base mana regen decreased from 0.5 to 0. You do not get regen anymore. Suffer. Attribute shift agility and strength gain. Rate of shifting decreased from 5 to 20 to 4 to 16. Okay. Morph replicate sub-ability cooldown increased from 1 to 2 seconds. And then level 20 talent agility decreased from 20 to 15. Nerf. Nerf of sorts. Nerf. Nerf. Get nerfed. Moving on. Muerta. Removed Ofrenda Facet. I'm sad that it got removed, but I also kind of get why. Because people would just put it in a spot where they could just die repeatedly because they were salty man children. When there was so much that you could actually do with it. So, yeah. Anyway, we got a new facet called Quick Draw. Alright, so Deadshot. Whenever an enemy is feared, Gunslinger proc chance increases to 1.5 times base chance for 5 seconds. In Gunslinger, each time Gunslinger procs, the remaining Deadshot cooldown is reduced by 1 second. Also affects charge restoration time. This one is really neat. I want to read these first. Level 20 talent, 2 Deadshot charges replaced with plus 2 seconds Pierce the Veil duration. And then level 25, 25% magic resistance replaced with 2 Deadshot charges. Okay, let's look in game really quickly, because I want to talk about this one. Is it complicated? No, but I do want to see numbers. Okay. So, you have to compete with either Deadshot charges or Gunslinger chance, which sucks. Max level. Okay, so relatively simple to get. You can see that. You can see the cooldown. Honestly, this is really good if you can actually land dead shots. It's really good. What does this compete with? Calling becomes a stronger when heroes side of it. This I think is the quick draw. I think is definitely the carry one, just simply because it multiplies the dead shot chance by 1.5 times. And I think you just do dead shots all the time when you're maxed out. He agrees with me. What? Oh, I didn't get the talent. Oh, I'm stupid. Oh, I'm stupid. Yeah, that's obscene. Did it just have free cooldown, actually? Oh, that's so stupid. That's so good. Because it goes to 65% and you multiply that by 1.5. And it's just guaranteed. I think it's like maybe 2% chance that you don't. 65 times 1.5. Yeah, 97.5. You got like a 2.5% chance to not proc. You don't get double fear in a row, but even then it's like, it's a free cooldown. And then getting pierced to veil duration is also really nice, because obviously that gives you extra time on the ult. It's probably something like this. And then you would do probably the reverse as a support. The fact that it is basically free if you get enough hits off. Obviously, I just built for attack speed, so, you know, this isn't what you would do normally. Let's just have, like, a normal setup here. That.
A famed weapon. Add it to the list.
That gives armor for free. You would have this.
Fish in a barrel.
Yeah, fish in a barrel. Definitely a BKB. Let's just dictate something. Let's just dictate something like this.
Why not?
Exactly, son. I think that was still free. Yeah, no, that's still free. That's a decent attack speed there.
My code compels me.
It's still free even with that setup, but still.
Yes, fine. It's one option.
God damn. That's actually really good. Alright, that's really the only thing I wanted to look at proper. Just like, how good is it on paper? Which, it is. Even in laning, this is really good. God. That also means laning with Gunslinger instead of getting the calling. So probably not that. But still, overall, this is really good facet. It sucks that this got removed, but I do like this one. Naga Siren, base agility increased from 21 to 22. Wow! Deluged facet. No longer reduces enemy status resistance. Damage increased from 80 to 260 to 80 to 290. Max movement speed decreased from 240 to 230. What does that even mean? What are you talking about? Where are you at? Naga. Splash around herself and her illusions, damaging enemies and capping their max movement speed. Oh. That's the point of it. Okay. I don't play Naga. Yeah, it got buffed at the cost of the status resistance, which was really nice, mind you, but at the same time, you know, I gotta be fair. Ensnare, Aghanim Scepter now also applies break to the target. Holy Jesus Christ, who cares about status resistance? Holy Jesus! How long does Ensnare last?
Serpentine.
That is a 5-second break with an Og Scepter. That is terrifying. Plus, it can affect debuff immune units, and it applies break. Does it break even with that? Hang on a minute. We gotta find out. Knowledge time! Get out of here. We gotta arm ourselves with knowledge.
Yes.
Oh. Oopsie.
Make a splash.
Okay. So normal.
No slithery.
Rooted.
may fail.
Trapped in place, cannot move or blink. His armor did get...
Slither hither.
The extra armor got removed because it was based on a passive effect, and that's how break works, and it came back.
Sea calls.
Still rooted. Still breaks. That is amazing. Jesus. This Oggs is stupidly good now. Like, God, it's so good. And this is an illusion hero with a built-in break. That's even better, honestly. Because generally speaking, most illusion heroes aren't gonna build goddamn Monkey King bar. That's so good. That's such an upgrade. Song of the Siren, cooldown decreased from 180 to 100 to 160 to 100. Level 25, Ensnare applies break replaced with agility. Oh. Oh, that's what it was. Okay, so she lost the talent, but got 25 agility for free. Basically. It's still good. I don't care. This is... Yeah, she got quote-unquote nerfed, but now she can actually choose that or a 10-second lower mirror image cooldown. So, in a way, it's a buff. At least to me. I don't know. The support Naga is also really good now, too, because of, like, this and Deluge. Alright, Nature's Prophet. Attack range decreased from 620 to 600. Get destroyed. Removed Ironwood Treant Facet. Good, because this made him a pain in the balls to balance. They had to make him a Universal Hero, partially because of it. And then also nerfed the Universal Hero damage. Soothing Saplings. Sprout healing mechanic reworked. Now enchants all trees in a 1200 AoE around the sprout. Each enchanted tree emits a 175 radius healing aura, no longer heals buildings. Heal per second increased from 10 to 40 to 14 to 50. Level 15 plus 100 teleportation barrier replaced with plus 30% sprout heal per second. So that puts it to 65. I'm curious on the visual on that. Alright, get out of here. No. Where you at?
You can
My God, the wooded way.
Okay, I see my little AoE of sorts. That's a really nice visual, honestly. Okay. So it's So he can't regen buildings, which was like one of the reasons why Treant was garbage. But it's a decent support facet, if you want to go for that. Just because of the wide healing effect. Plus the heal got increased. But then we have his other one, which is really stupid. Nature's Prophet. Ha 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 ha. Whenever an enemy hero is killed by Nature's Prophet, or dies within 750 range of him, 2 seconds later a money tree grows in their place. Each tree spawns 2 gold bags every second, which can be picked up by any hero. Each gold bag grants gold equal to 1.5 times of the killed hero's level. Each money tree has a lifespan of 3 seconds. Gold bags are created in a 200 to 250 radius from the tree and disappear after 15 seconds of lying on the ground. Gold bags are automatically picked up by heroes within 50 range from them. Money Tree provides double tango healing similarly to Ironwood Tree. Level 15 teleport barrier replaced with +1 Nature's Prophet gold bags per tick. What the F do you mean? What kind of weed are you smoking? Put you to 10, so this actually has money. How stupid is this? Oh, that looks so stupid. That's so stupid. I can't take that seriously. Like, look, okay. Assuming the talent. Okay, assuming the extra bag per tick. So, that's 3 gold bags a second. So, that's 9 bags. A level 30 hero, it would make 45 gold bag. Would make bags that are worth 45 gold. So that's 135 times 3. So like 305 extra gold for a kill, but enemies can pick them up. I don't know, man. It just seems really stupid. Honestly. Like getting an extra 300 gold for killing a level 30 hero is great. But killing a level 1 hero is like maybe 4 gold. It's just kind of silly. Honestly. It just seems really dumb. I don't know how to feel on this. This one just... It's just so stupid. Ironwood Tree, it needed to go. Okay, it needed to go. It had to go away. It was like one of the biggest problems with the game. But this thing is stupid. Alright, I'm sorry. This is the chainmail level of stupid. Honestly. Alright, Sprout. Damage decreased from 70 to 280 to 70 to 265. Nerfed again. Teleport barrier decreased from 100 to 250 to 70 to 250. Nerfed again. There you go. But this also barely matters. You're maxing this first almost all the time anyway. So, it's like an early game nerf, and that's about it. Alright, Necrophos. Sadist mana regen per kill increased from 3 to 7 to 3.5 to 8. Oh no, 3 to 7.5. I didn't see the 0.5. So a little buff. Death Pulse heal increased from 55 to 130 to 70 to 130. This is a really good buff, especially to the level 1. You will be able to cast this a lot, especially just because of the extra 0.5 mana in a second. Or yeah. It does add up. And then level 10, plus 125 Reaper Scythe cast range replaced with minus 2.5 second Ghost Shroud cooldown. Losing this sucks, but the other level 10 is an extra 2 seconds on Sadist, which ends up being a lot. So, I would say it's kind of okay. You still have a strong level 10. And an extra couple seconds lower Ghost Shroud cooldown, I think, kind of compensates for not being able to get this. So, he got buffed, I would say. Night Stalker, Voidbringer Void level 5 will also increase move slow and attack slow, both increased from 50 to 60. There you go. Level 20 talent strength level 20 strength talent decrease from 20 to 15. Ouchie. Nyx assassin. Nyx sense radius increase from 350 to 400. That's really good. Like, this is invis detection on enemy hero invis detection. So, yeah. Spiked Carapace cooldown decrease from 23 to 8 to 20 to 8 seconds. Nice little buffs there for Nyx. Ogre Magi! Base strength increased from 23 to 25. Big healthy boy, very swole. Ignite slow rescaled from 20 to 29 to 25%. So it's better at levels 1 and 2. It's weaker at 3 and 4, which sucks. I feel like it's fine because he's got Bloodlust. You'll probably have another hero helping you out as well. It does suck that he lost the speed, but at least his early levels on Ignite are better. So I would say little mini buff. Omni Knight. Hammer of Purity mana cost decreased from 30 to 45 to 0. Okay. Now briefly slows the target's movement speed by 75% for 0.2 seconds. Okay. Now also increases attack range by 75 for the hit. I need to look at something. It's funny. So in Heroes of the Storm, there's a hero named Uther from, you know, Warcraft. And he has an ability called Hammer of Justice, which is just like a short-range single-target stun. It did cost mana. I just think it's funny. I thought they were similar, which I just think that the fact that the names are just of and then either Purity or Justice is funny. It's so stupid. Although I cannot see why he's got like 2 Qs at all. Oh, now I see it. Okay, I'm just stupid. Never mind. Alright. So, a little buff, basically. He kind of needed it. Oracle, attack range increased from 620 to 625. He is hitting you from 0.001 miles farther away than he used to. Prognosticate. Now also foretells which power rune will spawn. I guess it just kind of dictated where, and now it actually tells you which one specifically. Because I thought it did this already. Pressing Alt will now display which rune will spawn in a timer before it spawns. Nothing will be shown above the rune spot if the next rune will spawn in the other rune spot. Alright. Fate's Edict. Cast range rescaled from 500 to 800 to 700. That's a really nice rescale, because it's like the higher, almost max, the max. Getting an extra 200 range level 1 is pretty good, at the cost of 100 later. OD! Level 10 mana decreased from 250 to 200. Good. Level 15 current mana. Its movement speed decreased from 1 to 0.8%. Good. Level 20 Sanity's Eclipse. Mana difference multiplier decreased from 0.2 to 0.15. Good. I hate this hero. Get out of here. Kill yourself. Pangolier! Double jump. Shield crash. Minimum damage barrier increase. Increase from 25 to 30%. Okay. Level 15 talent shield crash barrier per hero increased from 80 to 90. More barrier. Arg. PA. What happened to you? Blur. Now is an innate ability that improves with Coupe de Gras level. Values were not changed. No longer dispelled when near enemy outposts, watchers, or base buildings other than towers / ancient. Now dispelled when attacking Roshan or enemy barracks. Now upgraded with Shard. Decreases cooldown from 60 to 45 seconds to 50 to 35 seconds. Anytime PA gets a hero kill, her ability cooldowns advance 60% of their max cooldown values. Okay, so this got nerfed. So this was her basic ability. And her basic ability is now immaterial, which is what Blur was, funnily enough. This... I'll show what this does. PA. Alright. So how do I activate? Okay, so Blur... So this is what Blur does. Get out of here. It's this thing. So now you don't get the instant fade time with the Augs. And it would... The other thing is that this would give... immediate free cooldowns. So it's a... That's what I mean by nerf. So it got nerfed. Immaterial, which was her innate, is now a basic ability. Bonus evasion changed from 20 plus 1% per hero level to 20 to 50%. So this is just what she had. So she lost her base evasion. Fan of Knives, now granted by Og Scepter. That is a huge nerf right there. Max health damage increased from 28 to 30%. Break duration increased from 3 to 4%. 3 seconds to 4 seconds. I can read. Cooldown decreased from 20 to 14 seconds. Okay. Let's debate, shall we? 6 seconds lower cooldown. Nice buff. Longer break, ever so slightly. Nice buff. 2% higher. Nice buff. It costs triple now. That's the only big issue. It's still good. Don't get me wrong. It's still a 4-second break. But it's still triple the price, and it takes up an inventory slot. And PA, I would say, is one of those heroes that really wants her inventory slots. I'm not going to say she got nerfed. But she kind of did. Phantom Lancer, we're going to move on. Base health regen increased from 1.5 to 2. Hooray. Spirit Lance no longer upgraded with Og Scepter. Aww. Phantom Rush, now upgraded with Og Scepter. Oh. Increase max rush distance by 625. Holy Jesus Christ, that's a lot. Whenever PL rushes through enemies, he creates juxtaposed illusions that attack them. Really? Divergence? Is now better?
Yes.
Okay, so let me put them at max. Let me put them at max so they don't die immediately. Okay, so his range is 825. That's a lot of range. Okay. Alright, knock it off. It's a little specific, a little tight. That is some obscene range, though. Okay. I just wanted to know if it actually gave a decent strength line. Knock it off. Oh yeah, I can't control them. Is she gonna die? Wait, what? Why does that work like that? Look at them. They're still here. Yeah, it's okay, so before I get to that, level 20 plus 200 Phantom Rush range replaced with plus 15% Spirit Lance illusion damage. Alright. Let's talk on this. PL was in an awkward state where you kind of had to get the Augs, I think, to do stuff if you were in like a losing game type situation. Because PL is one of these heroes that's very awkward to play. And losing it now, I'm not sure where he's at currently. But losing this is pretty crippling if you're in a losing game. Because this is not going to fix your losing game. I also don't know when he would want this. Like, look, the max rest distance is great. That's really good. This is fickle at best, I would say. So, it's really just, oh, you get this. And this is like, if you get it, great. That's, I think, how this really plays out. I'm not sure how he's gonna be. And that's really the best I can state. Phoenix, Hotspot. Sunray, max damage heal increased from 150 to 160%. Level 20 talent, Supernova, stun duration increased from 0.5 to 0.6 seconds. Little buffs for Bird. Puck. Puck. You. Curveball. Illusory Orb now also makes Orb deal 5% of its damage every 0.5 seconds in its damage rate. What the F do you mean? What? Why? Wasn't this the good one? Hello?
A likely way to pass a fraction of an eon. Exactly so.
Okay, that's not actually all that much, but, you know, it's level 1. Love it.
Commendable notion. I venture forth.
Okay, it's like whoop-de-doo. You can get extra illusory orb damage, but at best it's going to give like 1.
Very well.
Yeah, at best it's giving 1. Oh wait, it does more damage? Oh. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how decent this is as a buff. It's very, like, odd. Like, it's a buff, but I don't know how good it actually is. It seems very kind of eh. As far as I know, this was, like, the good facet, because, I mean, I watch a semi-decent puck player, I guess, Sing Sing, for context. I don't know how he feels on it, but it's very kind of like whoop-de-doo. Pudge Rot. Og Scepter, instead of reducing healing blah blah blah, reduces health duration by 20%. Okay, simple. Moving on. Pugna. Rewards of Ruin. Spell amp per destroyed tower increased from 1.25% to 1.5%. Little buff. Decrepify. Cast range increased from 475 700 to 550 700. Alright. Buffs to the early levels. Buffed. Queen of Pain Bondage. Oh boy. Returning spell damage increased from 13 to 20%. That's really big, actually. Is that a nerf or a buff? I don't remember how it functioned. I don't know if that return is to enemies or what. Where is she? There you are. Queen of Pain turns spell damage back to enemies. Succubus spell lifesteal also applies to pure and magical reflected damage. Okay. It is a buff. So that's not... So that's pretty nice. Shadow Strike moves slow. Rescaled from 20 to 65% to 25 to 55%. Ow. Why'd you gotta nerf her? Buff. Nerf. overall, I'd say a little nerfed, because you don't always use this facet, I think. Razor Dynamo, spell amp per bonus attack damage. Increase from 1 to 1.25%. Okay, that's a increase. It is, as much as weird as it is to say. That is a 25% increase, technically. Ricky! Level 10 Cloak and Dagger movement speed increased from 8 to 10%. Great. Level 25 Cloak and Dagger fade delay reduction increased from 1 to 1.25 seconds. Fantastic. Why? How dare you? Why buff Ricky? Ringmaster, Dark Carnival Barker. If Ringmaster does not have a souvenir, he will be granted one upon death instead of upon respawn. This makes Aegis better. Ringmaster will no longer be granted a souvenir if he has no souvenirs and dies to a neutral creep or Roshan. That's fair. This is basically to balance him out. This means that Aegis is more usable, and then it's balanced out by this because, yeah. Escape Act, mana cost increase from 80 to 120. That is a huge mana cost increase. Bonus move speed rescaled from 5 to 20 to 0 to 24%. Jesus Christ, that is a nerf and a half. Impalement Arts impact damage decreased from 75 to 50. So, no last hitting for you. Spotlight, illusion, max health loss each second decreased from 50% to 30%. Level 10, plus 200 escape art act cast range replaced with plus 75 Impalement Arts impact damage. Alright. Buff. Compensates for the buff because it's balanced. Nerfed severely. Nerf. Nerf. Don't know how good this was, but at least this compensates for this. Next. Rubik Telekinesis. Cooldown decreased from 24 to 15 to 23 to 14 seconds. Nice little buff. Spell Steal. Certain spells that are toggleable and do not have a health or mana cost are no longer stealable. This includes Mars's Bulwark, Medusa's Split Shot, Muerta's Gunslinger, and Phantom Lancer's Phantom Rush. Those make sense. Every single one. Because why would you ever want them? Bulwark is nice, but otherwise it's like, no you don't. Sand King removed both facets. Okay, what are we doing with you now? Sandblast. Sandstorm. When Sand King attacks enemies in Sandstorm, he applies a debuff that blinds the target by 20 to 50%, blind duration 5 seconds. He's just casually checking out pocket sand a la Dale from King of the Hill. And the blind is from his talent. Or does it stack? Slow and blind. Slow. And it's a stronger slow. I'll get to that in a minute. Final Sting. Stinger. Each enemy hero hit by Stinger in innermost radius instantly emits a caustic finale explosion that deals 50% less damage. Doesn't apply to Stinger strikes created by Augs. What do you mean Stinger strikes by Augs? Sand King.
Taken before my time.
When the pulses start, 3 Stinger stack areas are created every 0.5 seconds at random locations. Oh, it's this stupid thing.
With this scepter, I extend my...
That's what it was. This one's kind of boring. You guys didn't really miss anything. I was just seeing what it meant by the Augs. It wasn't anything important. This is like kind of whoop-de-doo. I think this is the one you want to get. Because this is really good for laning. By a long shot. Blinding people is huge. And actually brings Sandstorm back into a state of being useful. Then again, let me actually see the potential damage of Sting. Because maybe it's good and I'm just stupid. Because I only saw the Augs, actually. Alright. Base damage, 20 to 80. So would do... Dying units max health at damage. 13 damage based on her total health. Let me see, Ogre. Oh. Wait, what? Oh, I must have pressed the wrong button. Alright. So we have a 582 and a 670. Oh, it still creates the shockwave and does the shockwave damage. So 85, 13, 87. Okay, and it did higher damage because he has more health. And it does scale. Based off of epicenter. That actually might not be that bad. Alright. I feel like they're both good. The fact that it doesn't affect the Augs is fair, but it kind of sucks. Then again, it's like, at least you just have to hit them during Sandstorm, but let's keep reading. Ugh. Caustic Finale. Base damage decreased from 15 to 75 to 20 to 80. Okay. Dying units max health as damage decreased from 4 to 16 to 3 to 15%. Okay, that's just partially because of Final Sting. Sandstorm radius increased from 350 to 500 to 425 to 650. Hey! Once again grants invis by default 0.7 second fade time. I don't know how I feel on that. Means he's gonna get crippled by dust. Stinger radius rescaled from 225 315 to 230 290. Bonus damage rescaled from 35 140 to 50 to 125. Final Sting. Level 20 talent base incremental radius of epicenter decreased from 112 to 75.7. And level 25 35% sandstorm slow and blind replaced with 45% sandstorm slow. Okay, I would say buff, tweaked to be a little bit better for creeps and such, but barely. Not stupidly good. I think this nerf and this nerf are just because of Final Sting. Nerf here, and then buff of sorts here, because blind really isn't that big of a thing, I would say, in comparison to a stronger 650 AoE slow. And I just want to make sure. Yeah, it doesn't follow. Okay. Yeah, so the Sandstorm doesn't follow. The radius increase at base is really nice. I would say tweaked, but I would maybe safer to say he got nerfed. Because he's still in an awkward spot where his epicenter is kind of garbage, especially, and that's not even because of this talent. They doubled the pulses, but also cut the damage in half. So it's really awkward right now. Maybe he got a buff at some point. I mean, look. Because I do like Sand King. Change log. He lost his Burrow Strike, man. Come on. When was the epicenter change? Yeah, doubled the pulses. The attack speed slow got longer. Oh yeah, the pulses doubled, but so did the duration. I didn't see anything about the damage. So maybe it's fine. I can't see it. I think it did get nerfed though, because I feel like the damage was higher. Alright, anyway. I don't know how he feels. I would say worse still. Shadow Demon, Menace. Damage amplification per stack increased from 2 to 2.5%. Yeah, that's right. Die faster. Shadow Fiend, Shadowmire. Shadow Race move slow per stack increased from 3 to 12 to 6 to 12%. That is a really strong level 1 now. Like it doubled. Necromastery Hero Kills now grant 3 souls. Cool. Feast of Souls. I can read. Cooldown increased from 16 to 21 seconds. Mana cost increased from 60 to 60 to 75. Duration rescaled from 7.5 to 9 seconds to 8 seconds flat. Now additionally provides 5 to 11% bonus move speed. Ooh. Okay, so you get movement speed and attack speed for 8 seconds. That's not bad. Level 15 talent presence aura affects buildings replaced with +2 presence armor reduction. What does Menace do on Shadow Fiend? Stacking amp damage debuff to the enemy. You're not missing anything. I'm just seeing if it refreshes every time it adds a stack, and it does. And then Shadow Fiend. Alright, let me see what this gives now. 85 attack speed and 11% move speed for 8 seconds. To chase people down or get out. I would say buffed. Honestly. For Shadow Fiend. I'm sad that he loses this, but similar to the thing with Leshrac, you can push as long as you want when all your enemies are dead. So having the extra 2 armor reduction is pretty nice. What does it compete with? It competes with Shadow Rays damage, which you'd probably want anyway because it's 120 and that stacks up pretty nicely. Alright. Buffed. Shadow Shaman, Massive Serpent Ward. Damage multiplier increased from 10 to 12 times. Damage increased from 500, 1200 to 600, 1440. Health and bounty values are still multiplied by 10. That's a nice buff. Mass Serpent Ward on creation. Wards now prioritize the closest enemy hero in their attack range. That's a nice buff. He got buffed. Moving on. Silencer removed both facets. F you. Here's new ones. Synaptic Split. Increases the max level of Graves of Wisdom to 5. Number of times +2 all attributes can be scaled. Decreased from 7 to 6. Glaives level 5 makes Glaives bounce 1 time to a random target within 450 range. The bounce prioritizes heroes and cost mana just like the original attack. That's stupid. Suffer in Silence. Silencer deals 10 to 25% more damage to silenced targets and takes 10 to 25% less damage from them. Improves with Global Silence. Okay, so that's pretty self-explanatory, and I like it. What the F do you mean with this? We gotta clean this out. Oh, I reset them, didn't remove. Get out of here. You stinky boy.
I bear the gift of silence. The silence deepens.
Alright, we need ogres. And I forgot that they don't have in. Give me Sven! Actually, no, Centaur!
Yes. My whole dead runs. I cut a path. I'm under attack.
I forgot about return. So you do get in from both. And I'm dying.
Curse only peaceful death.
Who else is really healthy? Dragon Knight, perfect.
With quickness. The dragon who calls the dragon knight.
I don't want mana.
Any last words?
Damn, you're stupid. Wait, it's 1? Ew! When did it go down to 1? I don't remember that. That's awful. Disgusting. Alright, well, that's that. Suffer in Silence is definitely like, this is what you get as a support. Because you're not going to hit people, and at least it gives you some form of damage resistance. Because why would you not go for this as a support? Glaives of Wisdom no longer upgraded with Shard, that's fine. This definitely feels like the carry one, but even then it's like this one is also kind of the carry one. Because now this makes Bloodthorn fantastic, even more so. Because it's like, you get bonus damage on top of that, on top of the Bloodthorn. And you take less damage from silenced targets. Because this one feels more fickle. Where this one feels more like the one to go for. What's this? Level 20 talent, glaive of wisdom bounce replaced with plus 40-second glaive of wisdom in steel duration. What was the shard upgrade? I'm too stupid to live. I actually do not remember. I don't play this game. I don't got time. Oh, it just gave extra duration. Okay, that's all it was. That's... Alright, so he lost... So the bounce went into... Okay. Alright. So this is like whoop-de-doo. It really is whoop-de-doo. I think you just go for Suffer and Silence in general. Just because of stuff like Bloodthorn, it works with all the other silencing heroes. This is more for like, oh, I'm gonna hit multiple people and cause consistent damage, but it's like, blow them up. Seriously, just blow up one guy. That's all you gotta do. Skywrath Mage. Base intelligence increased from 23 to 25. He's a smart boy. Level 10 talent plus 0.5 times Arcane Bolt int multiplier replaced with plus 125 Arcane Bolt cast range. Arcane Bolt pierces spell immunity at 25 replaced with plus 1.5 Arcane Bolt. Okay, that's a nerf. Ow. Cast range is like whoop-de-doo. I think it's got enough cast range to begin with. The Arcane Bolt int multiplier is nice. Losing this sucks. This was, like, really necessary for him. Because now you can't hit a spell immune target with literally his main source of damage. So let me just set it up and then we can see the tragedy. Unless it's not. I don't know. What? Oh. What? Pierce's spell immunity. Didn't they remove that? What makes someone spell immune? Omni Knight? Maybe? Omni Knight, where are you at? Was this just one of those dumb things that's been kept in the game?
My virtue, my strength.
Grants debuff immunity with magic resistance to the target. I think they just left it in by accident. Okay, he got buffed. The following abilities provide spell immunity as an extra layer of protection. All of these abilities also apply invulnerability and or hiding. There's spell immunity on summons. Okay, so it just got left in the game by accident. That's really awkward. Slardar! Base armor decreased by 1. He's squishy. Seaborn Sentinel. Bonus armor increased from 1 to 4 to 3 to 6. Never mind. It just got put over here and doubled and slapped on as bonus. Acceptor bonus armor decreased from 11 to 10. Total armor with scepter increased from 12 to 15 to 13 to 16. So he lost... So he got one of his armor from here onto here, baseline, and then his base armor got put onto here. So... slightly squishier unless you have water, which is fine. Slark Essence Shift duration decreased from 20 to 80 to 15 to 75. Death Shroud cast range decreased from 600 to 400. Good. This thing is stupid. And this is fair. I hate this thing. This is so broken, it's not even funny. Snapfire Buckshot. Auto attack bonus damage to non-glancing shots increased from 25 to 30%. How does that work again? I'm stupid. Snapfire deals 30% more damage with her auto attacks, but has a 25% chance of a glancing shot. That's it. And level 20 plus 60 Mortimer Kisses impact damage replaced with 2 Fire Snap Cookie charges. Which competes with plus 2 Little Shredder targets, so that's never getting picked until super late. Sniper! You're always annoying. Take aim bonus attack range rescaled from 200 to 100 to 250. Good. Why do you need more? No longer increases armor. Good. Hated that thing. While active, Sniper's vision range is increased by 500 to 1250 and his field of view is restricted to a 140 degree cone. Still shares vision with his team. This conceptually makes sense dictating what this is. It's still silly. I'm really fickle on this ability. Spectre! Desolate radius decreased from 400 to 350. That's a buff because of how it functions. Shadow Step duration rescaled from 5, 6, 7 to 6 seconds. A tweak. Haunt duration decreased from 7 to 6. Alright. Buff. Compensate for the buffs, I would say. Spirit Breaker. Oh god. Planar Rocket ability reworked. Now as a unit targeted ability, Barothrum gains 75% magic resistance and distorts reality around a selected hero, making any unit targeted spells cast by enemy heroes on the target to get redirected towards Spirit Breaker. Can be cast on both allied and enemy heroes, but only spells cast by enemies of Spirit Breaker will be redirected, cast range 700. Io's Tether is the only exception that will ignore this effect. Redirected spells are not considered as reflected. If Spirit Breaker is under effects such as Lotus Orb's Echo Shell, redirected spells will be reflected back to the enemy caster. I need to see how this works. This confuses me. If the redirected spell has different interaction for allies and enemies, Spirit Breaker will receive the enemy interaction. Oracle's Fate's Edict will disarm Spirit Breaker even if the ability was redirected from Oracle's ally. Cooldown increased from 20 to 25 seconds. Mana cost increased from 75 to 100. Duration decreased from 7 to 6 seconds. Now dispellable only by Strong Dispel. Okay. What the F does this mean?
That's one way to cash in.
Suits my purpose.
Alright, so let's make
Much like another.
an ally and enemy Dragon Knight.
I need no steed.
Let's make an Omni Knight. I keep pressing the wrong buttons. I'm not good at this.
My iron will shall break them. Yes.
Okay.
Scepter changes everything.
So if I do this...
I'll take point.
Oh, it has to target a unit. So maybe that doesn't count, but I could do Scythe.
Flanking.
Okay.
Between the planes. Light.
Wait, seriously? Okay, that's a little... So, if the directed spell has different interaction for allies and enemies, Spirit Breaker will receive the enemy interaction is a little bugged. Just a bit.
All paths
It's just a little bugged.
conflict.
Just a little bit. Yeah, Purification is bugged with that. But let's obviously try Repel.
The beast of all.
At least that's not odd. So what happens if I... Okay, it still works. Alright. I get it. So how this used to work is it would affect all allies within a radius around him, and then it would get redirected to him. So if I was to, like, Wraithfire Blast... So if an enemy Wraith King would Wraithfire Blast an ally, whatever, it would get redirected to me. Now it's... Whoever gets it applied to redirects the Spirit Breaker. So if Wraith King Wraithfire blasts someone who isn't affected by Planar Rocket, then it still hits that target. But if they're affected, then yeah. Okay. It's not terrible. I wouldn't say it's interesting. Omni Knight's Purification is a weird spell, though. That's like the only one that needs to get fixed, but otherwise. Moving on. Techies, base movement speed increased from 300 to 3... Actually, no, I'm going to go back to it. I have never used it, so I cannot talk about it to any extent. So, yeah, Techies, base movement speed increased from 300 to 310. Buffed, super fast wheels. They got nice and oiled. Templar Assassin. Meld, armor reduction decreased from 5 to 8 to 3.5 to 8. Okay, bonus damage decreased from 70 to 235 to 55 to 205. Ow, get nerfed. Sonic Trap, Ogshard, Min Silence duration decreased from 1 to 0.25 seconds. Wow, okay, get obliterated off the face of the earth. Level 10, Meld debuff duration decreased from 2.5 to 2 seconds. Nerfed. Level 15 plus 100 side blades attack and split range replaced with plus 3 meld armor reduction. Okay, there's your buff. but the rest is nerfs. Goddamn. Terrorblade, base health regen decreased from 1.5 to 0.5. F you don't get a niche anymore. Die. Reflection. Mana cost increased from 45 to 60 to 60 to 75. Stop being a support. Metamorphosis, bonus damage rescaled from 30 to 60 to 20 to 80. Play a core. Demon Zeal. Bonus movement speed decreased from 100 to 60. Maybe go back to being a support. I don't know. This really kills his ability to play a core, honestly. It really does. Health regen is so good on this hero because of his low strength. Timber Saw, exposure therapy. Mana gain on tree kill increased from 4 to 7 to 4 to 10. Nice. That's a really nice buff, actually, to late game Timber. Flamethrower building damage increased from 40-50%. Nice buff. Level 10 reactive armor regeneration per stack increased from 0.2 to 0.25. Level 20 exposure therapy heals per tree destroyed increased from 7 to 10. That is some massive buffs. Like, actually. Nice Timber buffs. Tinker, base armor decreased by 2. Die. Explode from a sneeze. March of the Machines, damage decreased from 17 to 44 to 13 to 40. F you. Moving on. Tiny, tree grab. Attack range decreased from 350 to 300. That's a nerf. Grow, attack speed reduction increased from 30 to 35%. Ow. Avalanche, damage decreased from 100 to 400 to 100 to 370. Okay, what did he do to you? Level 15 Avalanche damage increased from 70 to 100. Pick the talent. I'm very important, but also this hero is gutted. God damn. Treant Protector, Nature's Guise. Damage taken cooldown decreased from 3 to 2.75 seconds. Little buff. Living armor duration increased from 15 to 30 to 18 to 30. Little buff. Overgrowth cooldown decreased from 120 to 100 to 110 to 90. Alright, little buffs. There we go. Troll Warlord, Berserker's Rage. Maim damage increased from 5 to 20 to 10 to 25. That's a nice little buff there. Underlord Demon's Reach. No longer loses cleave on death. Hooray! Why am I being stupid? I remember now. Aegis is a better on this hero. Abyssal Horde. Same changes to the Demon Warriors and Archers in Necronomicon. Or Book of the Dead. Actually, that doesn't exist anymore. Book of the Dead. That's what I meant. Undying. Base damage increased by 2. He's buff now. Soul Rip. Damage healed per unit rescaled from 15 to 45 to 14 to 50. Nice. A little buff. Ursa, level 15 talent and rage status resistance increased from 20 to 25%. Buffed. Vengeful Spirit, base agility increased from 21 to 23. Hooray! Magic Missile stun duration increased from 1.1 to 1.7 to 1.2 to 1.8. Hooray! Level 20 talent Wave of Terror steals reduced damage and armor increased from 20 to 25%. Hooray! Buffs for Venge. I like Venge. Venomancer, Plague Carrier reworked. Allows Plague Wards to deal septic shock damage based on their damage. Venomous Scale. When Venomous Scale impacts enemy heroes, 2 Plague Wards are created around them based on the current level of Plague Ward. I need to look at something because I didn't see the word reworked.
No.
Venomancer.
I'm upset. Okay, let me give context. So, Plague Carrier would let you have layers of ward that you could, like, put on people. Like, it had charges and you could stack them and put them on your head if you wanted to. Now you can't do that anymore. And now I'm sad. God. God damn it. I didn't see the word reworked. I thought it was just buffs. God damn it. Septic Shock. Aug Scepter no longer gives Plague Wards the ability to deal Septic Shock damage. Move to the carrier facet. Yep. Aug Scepter base damage per debuff increased from 20 to 25%. Plague Ward. Ward HP increased from 120 to 450 to 150 to 450. Gold Bounty rescaled from 15 to 21 to 10 to 22. Level 10 Gale creates Plague Wards replaced with plus 50 base damage. Man, I'm sad. I like this one, man. Even if the other one was better, this was more fun. Because you could just stack wards on yourself and it was just kind of fun to do. And I can't do that no more. Man. I guess to a minor extent, this means that you don't need the scepter for them. Okay, I need to put it to 7.
Yes.
So he's doing 14. I'm not sure how I feel on it. You max wards anyway on Veno because of it. Maybe it's fine and I'm just like overreacting. I don't know. Because they do have a lot smaller of a bounty now, level 1. Plus the extra 30 health. I'm not sure. I'd have to play with it. Viper, poison attack, mana cost decreased from 24 to 22. Viper strike, attack slow increased from 80 to 160 to 100 to 180. Buffed. Visage, level 25 talent, Gravekeeper's cloak armor increased from 10 to 15. That's not bad. Buffed. Void Spirit, base agility increased from 19 to 21. Damage at level 1 increased by 1 from 51 to 55 to 52 to 56. Intrinsic Edge. The tooltip now shows the current values of health regen, armor, mana regen, and magic resistance gained from the ability. What? What now? I'm stupid. Gains more HP regen from strength, armor from agility, and mana regen, and magic resistance from int. Oh. Oh. And it actually tells you the values. Okay, I never knew... I don't play... Void, I never knew that that was a thing. I didn't know that's how it worked. I haven't played Dota since the last time I did this, by the way. I just like reading the patch notes and seeing what they do, even if it's dumb stuff like Nature's Prophet kills people and spawns a tree that gives him cash money. Aether Remnant, damage increased from 85 to 235 to 90 to 240. Small but helpful. Shard reworked. Creates an additional watcher path that rotates around the remnant, providing true sight in 475 radius. The remnants no longer trigger on creeps, instead dealing 50% of their damage every second in both paths. What? I need to see a visual on this.
An aspect of myself.
Clock. It is now 4 p.m. Okay. Silly. Resonant Pulse damage increased from 60 to 195 to 60 to 210. Total damage with the talent decreased from 130 to 265 at level 15 to 100 to 250 at level 10. Ah, okay, it got moved down. Level 10, 50 Aether Remnant damage replaced with 40 Resonant Pulse damage. Mana regen, level 10 decreased from 1.75 to 1.5. Level 15 Resonant Pulse damage replaced with plus 60 Aether Remnant damage. Level 15 Aether Remnant provides 475 True Sight. Replaced with plus 20% Resonant Pulse Barrier. Affects both base and per hero hit values. And level 20 Astral Step Charge. Restore time reduction decreased from 4 to 3 seconds. I would say buffed, honestly. This at least... Obviously here he got extra agility and damage, level 1. This at least shows what you're getting, so that's good. You got this shard rework, which is actually really good, because it comes with the True Sight free of charge, which is massive. Massive. Actually massive. I'm now checking something out of curiosity.
With purpose. I do not hesitate.
Alright, so this is what I'm checking. There's a Ricky here.
Let none pass.
Oh, that's a huge buff. You're kidding me. What? Oh my god. He just has the ability to just slap True Sight down for 1400. It's not even, like, tied to a talent. That's insane. That's so good. Plus, it's like, it also triggers on creeps to do the pulls. So you can actually farm creeps now with this. That's so good. Void Spirit's a support now, I guess. Warlock. But no, he got buffed. Void Spirit got buffed. There you go. Moving on. Warlock. Fatal Bonds no longer applies to enemies in Fog of War. Once applied, damage still hits enemies in Fog of War. Okay, I get what this means. If they are in Fog of War, if you cannot see them, they don't get it applied. But if they had it applied, it still affects them. That's what it means. Shadow Ward. Effect radius decreased from 300 to 225. Ow. Wind Ranger. Tangled. Shackle Shot bonus damage per hero increased from 12 to 36 to 40. Damage buff duration decreased from 6 to 3 to 6. Okay, that's fine. 40 damage for 3 seconds is insane. Like, holy Jesus Christ. Power Shot cast range increased from 2600 to 3k. Now it matches arrows range. Good. That was stupid that it didn't. Focus Fire damage reduction decreased from 30 to 25%. Buffed. Gale Force cast range decreased from 1500 to 1200. Radius decreased from 1000 on it. This barely matters. I think in general this is still really good. 1200 is half the screen. It's fine. And then this got a huge buff because, as stated, 40 bonus damage for every hero you hit because of how this thing works for even 3 seconds is insane. Especially because of Focus Fire, that's 30 damage during the Focus Fire. So it's really good. Winter Wyvern. She got buffed. There you go. Moving on. Winter Wyvern. Level 10, talent damage increased from 30 to 35. Level 15, Splinter Blast. Shadow Radius decreased from 400 to 300. Level 25, Splinter Blast stun duration decreased from 1.5 to 1.25. Damage buff and some Splinter Blast talent nerfs. Witch Doctor removed Headhunter facet. What was Headhunter? Ugh. What is Headhunter? What was Headhunter? Oh. Damage increase per bounce. Oh. Okay. So this just got built back in. I'll read that in a second. Malpractice Facet. Maledict. When an enemy dies while under the effect of Maledict, 75% of what the next burst damage amount would be is dealt to all enemies in 800 units. This effect works even if the enemy dies to the last burst of damage. Doesn't work on illusions. Death sends projectiles towards enemies within said radius. Projectile speed 1200 disjointable. That's disgusting. I hate this. Paralyzing Cask no longer deals bonus damage to creeps. Base damage increased from 50 to 55 to 100. Now deals 20 more damage per bounce by default. Bounces rescaled from 2 to 8 to 3 to 6. Okay, you lost 2 bounces, but at least it ups the bounce damage again so he can farm with it. It does higher base damage. I don't know how much bonus damage it dealt to creeps. I want to say it was double, so it could be argued as a bit of a nerf, but it's more usable in general, I would say. Wraith King, and we're done with Zeus. Alright. Wraith King base movement speed decreased from 315 to 310. He's a fat, slow boy. Base intelligence decreased from 18 to 16. He's also an idiot. Slow, dumb idiot man. Bone Guard. Bone Guard denies on non-skeleton units now count towards skeleton charges. This is a very nice change. Vampiric Spirit. Lifesteal decreased from 16 to 40 to 10 to 40%. No longer freezes reincarnation cooldown while Wraith Delay is active. This is a nice buff. This sucks. Reincarnation can no longer be triggered while under effect of Vampiric Spirit's Wraith Delay for ceremonial reasons. Lamau, it's funny because of history. He used to be called Skeleton King, which is now his Arcana. It's because of Skeleton King a la Diablo and owned by Blizzard. They dictated that he was removed for ceremonial reasons, and he was just basically changed from a skeleton to a wraith, and there you go. Zeus. Level 10, plus 175, mana regen replaced with... I didn't talk about if he got buffed. Nerf, buff, fairness, because of this. There you go. Plus 175 mana regen replaced with plus 1 heavenly jump target. Level 15 heavenly jump target replaced with minus 0.4 second arc lightning cooldown. It's normally 1.6. I don't think this is all that necessary. Level 25 static field damage increased from 1 to 1.5%. Losing the mana regen sucks, because Zeus is a whore for mana regen. The heavenly jump target earlier is nice. Quiet you. But it does compete with his health. So, but then again, you would get the mana regen anyway. So now it's kind of like you just go for the Thunder God's Wrath damage at 15, I think, in general. And you just get the free damage there. I think that's how that is. Alright, so that's all of the patch. Outside of the sets. So now let's go look at the sets. Which I did look a bit at earlier. Let me quit out of this. Okay. I got like half an hour for all these sets. That's fine. View the treasure. I was looking at it earlier. I'm scum. Alright, so we're at Mariposa Mori. Got some butterflies. And then we got a bit of a butterfly mask theming. It looks nice. We also got a loading screen. Very pretty. Very nice. I do like the butterflies a lot. Marcy School of the Solar Fang. Snapfire Wasteland Rattler. Yeah, Mecha Jaw Lizard. Mortimer. I love it. It's so good. And she's got a buzzsaw. It's Fallout. Actually Fallout. Ripper Shotgun. Beautiful. Dawnbreaker. Red Dawn. I love the hair. The mallet is cool. What do we got for the loading screen? Little boring, but otherwise pretty nice. Spirit Breaker, Torhorn Terror. It's a unicorn. Cow. Unicow. Phantom Assassin, Shadow Stalker. We got a lot of stuff on here, but it's primarily just because it's the persona. There's a leopard. Or a panther. One of the two. Now, the weapon dictates it has sound. I'm not really sure if that means anything, because I'm really not sure.
We waste precious time on this tiresome fight.
Calm down.
Finally.
Prepare for battle.
Maybe it affects coup de grace.
I can kill you quickly and be on my way. Fool!
I cannot tell. Like, at all. I really can't. Otherwise, the set looks nice, but I cannot tell what it means by the sounds. It's Anti-Mage Persona. It's Way again. Spellbreaker's brand. There she is. Anyway. It's not bad. I like it. Next. Huskar the Burning Sentinel. He's a demon now. Ooh, he's got moving eyeballs. I like that, but also this is my current Huskar set.
The potential for sacrifice is great.
Which I kind of like as well. Actually, the, quiet you. This might work better with the parts that I have. Let's find out.
My life is in your hands.
The Burning Sentinel. Burning Sentinel. Burning Sentinel. This kind of works. A little bit. Kind of goes with the theming. I could always just fully replace it if I wanted to.
Ain't nothing gonna stop me now.
Quiet. Okay, Invoker persona. We got all kinds of personas in this. Urchin of Kazim. We got a Forge Spirit for the kid that looks like a genie. That's just aggressively gyrating. And we also have Taunt. Alright. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's not bad. Luna, Seeker of the Crescent Wheel. Wait. He's got an icon. But it's just because of this. Because of the persona. So it's not as exciting. Seeker of the Crescent Wheel. Wow, she has less clothing on. No wonder. I do like the mount, though. The visual effects are also nice, but I wonder why this set got added to the game. Anyway. Necrophos Wrought Iron Ripper. The chest, I think, is a little dull, but Buzzsaw Scythe. Ooh, exposed brain. I like the scythe a lot. I think the headpiece is nice. The chest, I think, is boring. But then again... Oh, no, that's the shoulders. Alright. Yeah, the chest piece is, I think, a little dull. Axe the Molten Fist. Another axe set with a loading screen. Kind of okay. The visuals are nice. The helmet, I think, would really go well with his Immortal Cape. The X2 is actually quite nice as well. Big cleave. His hand is also cool. Okay, so the armor piece does give him his cool thing. Okay. Earthshaker Palbringer. Got icon. Got custom effects. Alright, so one thing that I did look at these before, mind you. The one thing I really like is that this is just a Black King bar, basically. But it also comes with a custom Fisher, which is the important bit. Oh, it's got two styles. That's kind of boring. A little silly. Demo it. I want to see the Fisher. I needs it. I needs to look at the cool effect.
Forward.
Prepare for battle.
Gate. Quick and crack.
There we go. Okay, I was like, where the F does the BKB show up in this? That's kind of disappointing that it's only at the end. I mean, I get it. Oh, I get it, but it's kind of dull. I'm a little sad. Boo. Invoker Child, I'll kill you! It's Pudge! Oh, okay, great, it's bugged. Shut the F up. Oh, it's actually bugged. Alright, give me a second. I'm getting... It's a weird, like, technical error, and I hate when it happens. So let me just fix that. I can close out of this as well. That's annoying. Alright, so then we have Rotso the Clown for Pudge. He does get a custom taunt as well, where he goes in a little car. We'll look at that last. So go back. We'll look at his last. I'm gonna skip him for now, just because of the taunt, and it's gonna override. So we'll start with Lion. Lion, Cannon Roar Confessor. He's got icons, and they're cool. He gets another Hex, and a custom Finger of Death with his cool cannon. Cannon arm. So let's just demo the set. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba.
You summon the demon witch. Verily.
Now, if I make a normal lion, does it just show a normal lion, or is it gonna show the
Prepare for
set?
battle.
Quiet, you.
Oh, hell yes.
Okay,
To
it's...
hell and back.
Okay, so I can't really show off the normal frog, but... It is a new model of frog.
Yes.
New frog model. Up HD high definition ice frog.
For you.
And then here's the cannon sound. I love... I want to see it from the other side. I love the cannon visual for his hand. That's so cool. I love that. That's really neat. I like that a lot, honestly. I like both of those effects. The awkward bit, though, is that...
To hell and back.
He's got, like, a bunch already. Like, the helmet... Like, he has a head slot for this Earth Spike. He now has 3 different... Immortals for his, Hex, even though one's just a recolor. He's got one for the Mana Drain. Now he's got 2 different Finger of Death ones. It's just silly. But no, it's still neat. And we have Sand King, Circuit of the Black Sands. With a custom Burrow Strike. So now it's his second one with this. I really like the claw, too. The claws are really neat. Visually, I think this one looks great. And I gotta check the line one, because I think it had a texture that I missed.
Prepare for battle.
Did I screw up? Did I screw up?
Some call me Crixalis.
Why is it overriding the helmet? That's so stupid. Fine, I'll just demo the headpiece.
King of the desert.
Okay. Why is this happening?
By the scintillant waste.
Hey, look, it's his normal ugly head. You gonna work now?
I am your liege.
Right there, Jesus.
Prepare for battle.
Oh, you've got to be effing kidding me. That's stupid.
I shift like the sand.
Hang on. This is not a me problem. This is the game being stupid.
The scintillant waste.
Does it really just override because of this? Alright, go here. In treasure. Actually, no. Demo. Hi. just want to see the blue. There. It's got bones!
Prepare for battle.
Oh, that's so cool. I like the bones. Why'd that have to be so effing complicated? God. That's neat, though. Starting to think it happened with his, but I don't know. Alright, now we got Pudge, Ratso the Clown. We'll look at the taunt last, even though you can kind of see it there. But oh, wait. Oh, it didn't have one. What about you? No. Oh, that's the icon for loading screen. Okay. So we got Ratso the Clown. We got the Plunger Meat Hook. Watch this one bug out. God, I'd be pissed off.
Oh, just a big softie.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Let's see you do better with.
Why is it bugging out? Dota, why? Putka.
I'm Punch. Pretty much.
Alright. Alright, let's look at the Plunger. Why is this gotta be so stupid? Ah, it's a clown. Alright. He does get a custom rot, which I think
For battle.
is custom as well. Is it? It does say custom effects, so we must assume so. Big scary Plunger of Death. Why does it do that in with free spells on? Alright. Taunt time.
So much meat, so little time.
Wrong taunt. There's also a ward. I didn't think there'd be a ward. Oh, it's a little balloon. Amazing. It's just called Ratso the Clown. Weird. Alright. Taunt. Perfect. And that's basically it for the patch. Overall opinions. I think the Clockwork facet is silly. The Nature's Prophet one is dumb, and it's probably just going to be temporary. I kind of get why they redid the Sand King ones. And I'm not entirely sure how I feel on them as well. Was there any other weird stuff in here that I can remember? I do like the Muerta facet, even though I'm sad about Ofrenda. I feel like some of these changes are just to kind of revert back to standards of what we used to know for Dota, and other ones have just been kind of doing new and silly stuff, which is fine. The health restoration concept as a whole, I think, is a helpful change, just to make things a bit easier to understand. And I think that's about it. So I'm going to head out. I have done reading the patch, and we'll resume Fantasy Life I starting tomorrow with a nice long stream that'll be very fun for me, myself, and I, and you guys as well. I'm also going to try to do Helldivers 2 at some point within the next week. But I have some other important news as well. I'm off for all of next week. Today would have been a 4-hour stream, but I didn't need 4 hours to do the rest of the patch. Theoretically, I could have done the entire patch today, but it's fine. Life happens. I'm not going to die. You're not going to die. We're not going to die. Everything's okay. What this means is that I'm going to be powering through Fantasy Life I a ton, outside of the 1 day of Helldivers. And my birthday, which is going to be next Saturday, I'm not going to do anything. I'm telling you guys now, and I'll remind you guys each day that, hey, I'm not streaming on the 31st. I do not stream on my birthday. I don't do anything on my birthday. So with all that said and done, I hope you all have a good rest of the day. I hope you all have a good rest of the night. I hope you all have a good rest of whatever. I'm going to go, and until next time, goodbye.